Max, I got a question for you. I kind of have my experiences. Government, has got this stigma that they have a lot of bureaucracy. Basically, they're slow to change,
Yeah.
right? You were in Lockheed Martin, where in order for you to stay relevant, you must change. You must, be as more competitive than your counterparts like Khaki and who are the other ones, Booz Allen.
Yeah.
So how do would you say Lockheed Martin is able to keep their business with the government when they're dynamic and the government is static? How do you get that balance where everybody knows what success would look like? Are you following my
I
question?
do. Yes. I would say, see, this is a tough one because when I worked for Lockheed, they weren't as rapid as they are now. I'm sure maybe back at the time they were fast, but I remember thinking this is taking so long. And that's when I realized really what government was as far as just the processes go. Um, it's infuriating. Honestly, I'm going to go off, bear with me. I have a lot of resentment if I'm being honest. And I say that because we are trying so hard to get things done as quick as possible versus our adversaries, especially on the governmental side. And yet they're the slowest to move. And it's unacceptable. And it's hard to not be infuriated when you're working so hard to save lives, like quite literally, and it doesn't move quick enough. So I'd say that that's been really frustrating. Lockheed, what they did do, they had really good systems in place. And I remember my director of operations was a retired Air Force officer, and he would do regular different analysis profiles on our work, but mainly on our personalities. And he really would mentor us through personal challenges almost. And it kind of kept the things rolling during the tough times because it wasn't just the VA contract. We were at the peak of the backlog. Then they sprung 77,000 Agent Orange cases on us that were backlogged. And the parameters they put on these case reviews, I am not exaggerating when I tell you each file was like this thick, 77,000 of them, hard copy. And we had to come and get doctors, like 15 to 20 doctors at a time, and they would have to go through each page and mark each page on each file that had to be reviewed. And we were paying these doctors pennies to do it. And it was a hot mess express, like no joke. And we pulled it off. Um, Nobody else wanted that contract. And so I would say one of the things that Lockheed did is they said, I don't care how difficult the contract is or how hard, the employees are going to have to work, we're going to get it done. And they did pay well. They paid very well. So it really did help in that regard. But with any job, there's days you want to quit. It is what it is. That's an honest answer. I don't know a single job out there where someone doesn't feel like quitting some days. But it was really about the teamwork. It was a lot of really good collaboration. We had a really tight knit group of about 45 people in my department, and we celebrated holidays together. We hung out outside of work. There were days we wanted to fight each other in the parking lot. So, like we were tight, but we really just worked it out. And it was a bunch of people together that really had the same level of work ethic. And that was something else that I think Lockheed hit it out of the park with was their recruitment.
Right.